Alright, folks, welcome back to the Boys Green YouTube channel. It's time to look ahead to tomorrow night's game against Dundee at Celtic Park. I'm joined by Alistair. How you doing, Alistair?
Good, thanks, pal. Yourself?
Aye, good. So tomorrow night's game, obviously come back after the Motherwell win at the weekend at Fir Park. What you thinking about the game tomorrow? Obviously, because a lot of the attention probably isn't going to be on us. A lot of the attention obviously is going to probably win the Rangers Aberdeen game. But obviously, as I said, Alistair, and I've said this quite a lot throughout the season, it's all about what we do. Because there's no point focusing on what Aberdeen and Rangers are doing. It's all about what we are doing and getting our result.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Josh. Um, as long as we won tomorrow night, we're going to gain out at whatever the result is. So I don't, I don't see, I don't see it. It should be on paper. It should be a routine victory. But how often have we said that in the past? So you need to be watchful and stuff, but I'm reasonably confident, pal.
Aye, no, I completely agree with you. I think we've said in the past about it'll be a good 3 points for us, and but it's all about how we start in the game tomorrow. Obviously, we're in really good form, but we've also got a lot of games coming up. I think we've obviously got Dundee tomorrow, and then we've got Aberdeen in the League Cup semi, and then we've got Leipzig. So they're another big three games. They just keep kind of coming,
Yeah, busy period, mate.
thick and fast, and it's important that we just kind of keep on top of what we are doing and keep what we're doing really, what we have been doing, and that's been keeping on top of our performances, not really worrying about what anybody else is doing. I think it's dangerous if you really worry what anybody else is doing. Our opposition, Alistair Dundee, they've had a bit of indifferences, and I do think the results haven't correlated to how they've actually played in games. They kind of capitulated against Kilmarnock before the international break. They currently sit eighth on 9 points after 9 matches played. Obviously, Dundee had a really good season last season. Obviously, I think losing Luke McCowan to us is probably had an effect on him because it was a captain and one of the main threats at goal.
I'm kind of worried for Dundee. Not that I really care, to be honest, but I really do look because I don't, I don't see Hearts and Hibs being down there all season. I
I think
really
Hearts will
don't.
turn that around. I think Hearts will turn that around.
I don't,
Um,
but I really do fear for Dundee because if you look, Ross County are good at home, St Johnstone are getting a bit going, and I just feel that I think they've won one game since McGowan left or something
aye,
like
aye.
that. So it's a bit and see, be honest, I hope I hope they don't go down, but I like you say it's all about us. And it's all about attitude in games like these. I've been at hundreds. It's like when you play a Hamilton, a Livingston, a St Mirren at home on a Wednesday night. But I think what might make it slightly easier uh, to motivate people is how tight the league is.
Aye,
Um,
well, as you
um,
said, obviously Hibs go to Ross. I think it's Ross County. They go to them. The more
yeah,
obviously Dundee are at us. All it takes is Hibs to win at Ross County and Dundee to lose against us, and they're dragged right into it. So I do agree with you how tight the league is, and I think that Dundee will obviously try and come out and get something. So it's important that Celtic keep their concentration, and what happens elsewhere will be really. Um, in the press conference, Alistair, Brendan Rodgers confirmed that Adam Meader was awaiting a scan due to the horror, the absolute shock of the challenge at Motherwell at the weekend. Um,
I'm spitting feathers with that, Josh.
aye, um,
Because I really am, and I still think Kettlewell should be. hold over the coals for his comments. I know he's probably defending his player, but I don't think there's any defending that.
Well, I think
It's
it'd
just,
be interesting to see if Kettlewell had another say on it. I think Brendan Rodgers kind of rehashed that if maybe he had another look at it, he might have a different opinion because
well,
obviously the
I've
game.
not heard anything,
I
so
know, but obviously Adam either I think's come off a bit worse aware. So then, obviously I think he'll go for a scan to see the severity of it. If
the
I'm
big
honest with you,
man's not had many breaks, to be honest.
if I'm honest with you, I'm not a medical person, but I do think Adam either will be out for it did look a really bad challenge. Hopefully
Well,
not, and fingers crossed.
well, hopefully it's only a couple of games.
Um,
That's my hope. But
as well,
I
he
think he
also
would
can.
have played tomorrow night as well. That's the
Aye, I think he also Brendan Rodgers also confirmed that Callum McGregor probably will not feature either.
I
And he'll
didn't
be
think
back.
he would.
He'll be back for the weekend. I think he's still nursing a bit of an injury. Greg Taylor and Carter Vickers apparently will be in the match day squad, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. There was not really much
That
else.
will play.
There's not really much else from the press conference that springs to mind. We may as well just go on to team selection then. For me, I think Cameron Carter Vickers has to play. I think,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think, if I'm being honest, I can see Austin Trusty dropping out. Um, I think that I think Rogers is and he alluded to this in his press conference today as well. Rogers has got obviously a lot mixed into it. I don't think we're going to be playing with the same two centre halves every game. And I think it's going to be harsh whoever drops out. But I think when Cameron Carter Vickers is fit, he's in that squad, because he's that good a player. Um, as for Greg Taylor, for me, I do think Greg Taylor will come back into the squad. Um,
And the team.
Vai's been good, but I think Vai's had, I think you just because of the amount of games that we've got coming up, I think it's important that we rotate the squad. We've got 3 games in the space of a week, so it's important I think that we rotate the squad. For me, the midfield, I'd keep McGowan in there. I think he deserves to keep
Yeah,
his
well,
spot.
McGowan's going to play because he can't play on Saturday.
Aye, so
So,
I think he'd keep his spot. I think Arnott Engels will come back in as well. Um, and for me, I'd probably say give Bernardo another try in there. And then the front line for me, either won't play. I don't think if he's still
no,
he's
he's
can.
definitely not
Uh,
going to play now. He'll be
but
that scan.
I'd just go with the usual kind of front three that we've seen with Nicholas Kuhn, Kyogo, and Dyson Maida. Alistair, what about you in terms of the team?
Uh, I've got couple different ones. I think we'll go all American centre halves just to try and get them tuned together in case we have to use them later down the line. It's Dundee at home. You wouldn't imagine we'd be under great pressure. So it might be a good chance to put Trusty in his right position and play CCB next to him and see how it goes. Because you might have another partnership there. I also think Valley will start because I think he'll want to give Taylor every chance for Saturday and he'll not want a reoccurrence of the injury maybe. And and they want to give him every chance to play against Aberdeen. But apart
Um,
from that,
Aye,
that's
I'm going to actually change my decision because I've thought about it, and I just realised a point. Rogers was talking about Liam Scales today and the amount of football he's played. I could see Scales dropping out. No, because any fault he's on. I think he's been arguably our best centre half of the season because Cameron Carter Vickers just hasn't really played that much. But I think the amount of games that Scales has played is quite large because he's been on international duty with Ireland. He's played a lot of their games.
played very well actually.
He's played a lot of their games. I think only him and Spike have really had a a lot of international games to contend with. So I could maybe see Austin Trusty and Cameron Carter-Vickers, but I
And
do
I would
think Cameron.
like to see that, Josh,
Aye,
just to see if they could produce another partnership. You can't have enough good partnerships, especially at centre half.
at the end of the day, I don't want to bring money into it, but we've spent £6 million on Austin Trusty, so I
Yeah,
do want to try and I do want to see him next to what we would call our best centre half at the club when he's fit.
yeah.
As I said, Luke McCowan, I think it's fully deserving. Even if he was cup tied, no cup tied on Saturday, I still think he would be deserving his space. I think he's played himself into a contention in the starting squad. I think he's been.
I think if he wasn't cup tied, he'd be playing on Saturday, to tell you the
I
truth.
think he's been absolutely phenomenal. I think his attitude has been second to none. He has took to a duck like water pretty much in terms of in the Celtic jersey. He's no slowed down. He's just went about it. He was talking after the Motherwell game about this mindset coach that he's took from Dundee, which I think's a good thing. I think it shows that he's wanting to develop well as a player, and that can only be a good thing. I think the attitude of a player says a lot about their ability as well. So I think overall, Luke McCowan for me has deserved to stay in that squad, and it's going to take a decent amount for somebody like Atia, Bernardo, or any of the midfielders to dislodge him
You know,
of that
the good,
place.
the good thing about the midfield, Josh, and this is credit to Brendan Rodgers for the squad he's built in the midway park. Could play any of the midfield, and nobody would be going, "Oh God, he's playing." Probably the strongest part of the park, I would say.
Aye,
Even still, easily.
Alistair, before we go into score predictions, I want to talk just briefly about one more player, Nicholas Kuhn. This guy is having a phenomenal season, and I'd go as far as saying phenomenal season. I think his stats have been
6 goals,
absolutely
9 assists.
another assist at the weekend. He every time he comes onto the park, he looks like he's going to impact the game defensively, and Atalanta was superb as well. I'm really happy for him because I thought he got it stinking, to be honest, and a bit too much. And don't get me wrong, we'll criticise players, but I think that he was a bit over criticised, to be honest. I think people want to give him time, but he said he's give me time, and he's paid that back in spades, to be honest. So I think he's been fantastic this season. I think arguably he has been our best player.
I'll ask you a question, Josh, before you go into score selection. But would you play Forrest and Kuhn and play Maeda and maybe give Kyogo a rest because we're down to one striker, potentially?
I'm quite simple when I say this because I'm just like you make sure you're in a position where we're not going to slip up instead of making changes, maybe disrupting the rhythm, and then we're getting to 50, 60 minutes and maybe it's only 1-0. Get 2, 3 goals and then you can do all that. Take Kyogo off, give him a rest for the weekend, whatever. But for me, you start with your best team that's going to get you that victory, and once you're in a position where you can categorically say that we're not gonna drop points in here. You can rest the players, and that good manager. I think you start with your best team, and then
It's
you
just
can rest
because,
players.
again, we're down to one central.
I know,
That's the only reason I was asking.
but I think when Kyogo's fit, Kyogo will play usually. I think that's
Yeah.
just where it's
And
Kyogo's.
hopefully Big Ida tosses the moon boot into the Irish Sea and then comes out and scores a hat trick tomorrow. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But
We may as well go into score predictions. Alistair, what you saying for tomorrow?
I think Dundee at home. No disrespect to them, but I'm going to go 4-0.
I'm actually going to go 4-0 as well. I mean, the last time we played them at home, it was in a midweek. It was a
7-1.
7-1.
The young masterclass, if
The
I
young master.
remember.
Play young, get him in. No,
I'm
I'd
just
go 4-0
surprised.
as well. I think it'll be. pretty comfortable. Famous last words, but I'm pretty convinced it will be comfortable.
Midweek games are either very comfortable or
Or shite.
a drag fest. Yeah,
Aye. So,
it's a bit.
um,
There's no actual pluses with it.
aye, but 4-0, and I think we'll, pretty comfortable, and then just move on. I think that's what Celtic need to do with these busy periods of game. You just need to keep
And
moving
if you
on.
want Alistair's corner bet, anybody but gamble responsibly, go for Trusty to score at any time.
Right.
Right.
But I think that's pretty much it. I think we've covered pretty much everything that we could cover. But that's going to be it for the Celtic and Dundee preview. We'll be back tomorrow outside Celtic Park for post-match reaction. Hopefully talking about a Celtic win. Till then, speak to you later, and hail hail.